Hi, and welcome to another session on Digital CV. My name is Sanjay Vyas. Today we will look at JavaScript process map. So, what really is a process map? Whenever we run an application written in any language, it's laid out in memory in a very structured manner, maybe with multiple sections called segments. So, let's take a look at the process map here. The first thing is the JavaScript engine, which is composed of multiple things like memory management, interpreter, just in time compiler, garbage collection, and so on. The next, it contains a global memory area. Now let's take a look at a sample code in JavaScript and see how it is stored in various segments in the process map. So the first variable g equal to 10 is actually stored in the global area, but it's not stored directly into the global area. The global area has a reference or a pointer. All the memory allocation is actually done in a segment called heap. So the global area creates a dictionary, also known as hash map or hash table, in the heap area and stores this global variable there. So when we write g equal to 10, g is basically a key in the dictionary, and the value is the value we are assigning to it. But how about var x and var y? What is the difference? G did not have a var. So systems like Node.js move them into global area, but any variable which is defined using var is always a local variable. So stack is a area which holds stack frames, also known as context of a function. So there is a stack frame which is created as soon as our JavaScript runs, and this is run as part of an anonymous function. The stack frame usually contains return address, local variables, parameters, and return values. So let's take a look at the local variables. As we can see, the anonymous function holds a local variable, which is again a pointer into the heap. So the variables are not actually stored here. All the local variables of a function are again stored in the heap in a dictionary. So let's say x that we are defining here. X is again a key in a dictionary which is part of a stack frame. The value we are assigning is, of course, the value in that dictionary. Similarly, y is another variable in the same dictionary. Now, what is interesting is functions. Normally in compiled static languages, functions are pre-compiled and stored in a different area, a binary area called code or text. But here, functions are also stored as part of the dictionary. So when we define this function add, this is not pre-compiled and stored in a binary area, but gets stored in the heap in form of a string. Now let's say we call the add function. When we call the add function, another stack frame is created. This stack frame will hold data pertaining to add, like its parameters or local variables. So this add stack frame, the locals will again point to yet another dictionary. as we can see here. So this is a dictionary for add. This is the dictionary for anonymous function, and this dictionary is for globals. We have a local variable inside this function, so that would go into the local dictionary of the add stack frame. But now something very interesting happens. The variables that we are passing, we would assume that they would be passed here directly as A and B. But every JavaScript function actually creates what is known as an arguments object. This is not an array. It's an object. Objects in JavaScript are also dictionaries, key and value. And these values of X and Y, which are 5 and 7, would actually be passed in the arguments object as 0 and 1. These 0 and 1 make it appear as if it's an array, but it's not. The 0 and 1 are keys inside the arguments object. So what happened to A and B? Well, A and B are like labels which are pointing to the actual values of 5 and 7 through the arguments object. So this was a quick session on JavaScript internals process map. I hope you understood it, and keep watching more for such digital CVs. This is Sanjay Vyas.